know, sometimes we get so caught up that we don't get things for the small things, but expect so many big things. So God, I thank you.
Who has your back when things get tough? Who has your back when life gets rough? God, knowing that God gave his son for us, the least we can do is be grateful. Lord, I thank you. Who has your...
So I listened to service today, and it kind of, well, it didn't kind of anything. It made me think and just brought tears to my eyes, because it was talking about Rachel and Leah in the Bible, and how Rachel represented the good things and Leah represented the ugly, the bad things that, happen in our life. And it's just like, we all want the Rachel. We all want the beautiful things, the blessings, the favor, the abundance, but we don't get that without the Leahs, the ugly situations. And those ugly situations can be very ugly. They can be so bad. And we have to fight through them. We have to stay in faith. We have to believe God, trust that he's going to make a way and that he's turning everything around for our good. And it's not always easy to do that. People wonder why Brian and I are the way we are, but it's because we fought through so many Leahs that people don't even understand. Like, we have dealt with so many attacks, and it's one thing when it's by people that you don't know, but when it's by the people that are close to you, it hurts worse. So in those situations, it makes it hard for you not to want to say something or do something to make them angry or to hurt them as much as they've hurt you, because it's like you should know better. You're my family, or you're supposed to be my friend. So, in those situations we've tried, even in those situations we've worked to be as God-like as we can. I'm not gonna lie, some situations we have really been angry, and we've probably said some things that, I'm sure we've said some things that we probably shouldn't have, but as we've grown, we've learned to just not react in the same way, not give people the same energy. And even though we try to give people chance after chance, after a while you just get tired, and you get tired of those ugly situations. And it's like, what I learned tonight is that, well, what I've been learning for the past couple of years, but it just all came together today, is just that you can't get to the Rachels if you don't react properly to the Leahs. You can't allow your anger, your frustrations to cause you to react to people the same way that they've acted to you. You have to be bigger than that. That's not always easy. Like I said, especially when it's coming from people that you love, people that are supposed to support you and be there for you, especially when you're doing that for them, you're trying to be there and support them and love them, but then they give you the opposite. It's not easy to just sit back and say, you know what, God, I'm gonna give this to you, God, because I don't wanna lose it's not always that easy. I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like I'm perfect, because I'm not. Sometimes I've gotten really angry, and I wanted to say some really angry things, and I wanted to, expose people for who they really are. But as I've grown these past couple of years, I feel like it's no purpose in doing that, because people are going to be who they are, and I can't change that. Me saying something about it, me exposing them, and letting people know who they really are, that's not my place. I'm not even going to waste my time trying to do that. What I have to do, what I've had to learn to do, is just stay strong, believe God, trust that he is going to turn these ugly situations around if I just stay in faith and keep my mouth closed. I've said it before, but I've had to learn in these past couple of years to stay silent. Just be silent. Don't say anything. Don't react. It gets hard sometimes because some people will push your buttons intentionally. God does not bring the pain. He does not bring the suffering, but he will use that to make something beautiful for you if you just follow him and trust him and don't react to those ugly situations in an ugly way. Y'all, it's not easy. Brian and I fight with this. It seems like we've been fighting with this for the past couple of years, because you try to be good to people, but they turn around and flip on you. So we've been fighting with that, and we fight together. That's why we're where we are now, because we fight together. We don't allow the other one to go off the rails. We vent to each other. We talk about things, but we try to keep each other grounded so that we don't hinder our blessings, so that we can, just get through those tough times. And even when we know that people have done us wrong, we still just try our best to love them and support. Yes, I know it's not easy. It is not easy at all. And sometimes I don't want to do it. Sometimes I can be real stubborn and I'll be like, no, that ain't gonna happen. I don't want nothing else to do with them. They might as well not say anything to me. Like, all of that. I just go off the rails, because when I love somebody and when I'm there for them, I'm all in. It ain't no 50% nothing. I'm all in. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna be there for you. I'm not perfect, but I'm gonna love, support, and be there for you, because I try to be to people who I want them to be to me. So when somebody does me wrong, especially when I've been loyal to them, it rubs me the wrong way. And I just can't take it. I just, because I know I'm just sitting here looking like, dang, excuse me, but where did this come from? So all I'm saying is, the ugly situations lead to good things if you handle them properly. Don't allow your anger, your frustration to cause you to hinder your blessings. It's not worth it. People gonna try their best to slander you. We get it. They're gonna do everything that they can to make themselves look good in any situation, even when they're wrong, especially when they're wrong. But do not allow yourself to react negatively. Pray for them and pray for you. Ask God to help you to give it to Him. He wants it. He tells us that He is our burden bearer. So why not give it to Him? We don't have to carry all this stuff alone. We have God who really wants to be there for us, and He wants to help us to work through these tough situations. It's not easy, y'all. But we can all do this. We can all get through this. We can all make it work. We need to support each other so that we can win. There's enough win for everybody. God wants everybody to win. He wants all of us to have abundance. He don't want us to want for anything. But sometimes we cause ourselves to want because we don't know how to handle certain situations. We allow ourselves to get so angry that we become what we don't want to become. It's time out for that, y'all. It's time for us all to win. It's time for us all to grow. And if people not trying to win and grow with you, let them go. It doesn't have to be anything where y'all dogging each other or being rude and nasty to each other. Just move on. Just move on. And if your family doesn't want to support you, move on. That's all I'm saying. Because one thing that Brian and I have learned is that your family will be the last ones to support you, but the first ones with the hands out. Real. That's just real. They will be the very last ones to support you. You got some of your family members that's going to support you. And let me just go ahead and say this too. There are some families that really do stick together. I've seen it. I've experienced this not experienced it, but I've seen it with other people, with other families. They really stick together no matter what. They're going to support each other. They're going to promote each other. They're going to be there for each other. They are going to push each other. But if yours is not one of those families, don't feel bad. You're not alone. Go out there and get yours regardless. Because whatever God put in your heart, I promise you, He has given you the tools that you need. You just have to open up that toolbox and get to them. Sometimes it takes getting along with God, just being in silence, not reading anything, not listening to anything, but just being quiet, sitting in silence and letting God speak to you. Whew, Jesus. Just remember one thing. If you don't remember nothing else that I said tonight, remember that we can't get to the pretty without the ugly. Our reaction in the ugly determines when we will get to the pretty. So we all have to react better in the ugly so we can get to that pretty fast. Everything is not going to be peaches and roses all the time. I don't like roses, y'all. Everything is not going to be great all the time. But we will get to that place to where we have abundance and overflow. And we've learned in that because we've gotten there. We got there because we learned how to handle those ugly situations. Because God is working us and helping us to get through it. We got this. We got this together. I promise you, you ain't fighting the ugly alone. Me and Brian be fighting the ugly like every day. The betrayal, the slander, all of it. We've been fighting it. I can promise you that. We have been fighting it. But we making it too. Not because of us, all because of him. Because he speaks to us and he tells us, okay, you're doing a little bit too much. I need for you to step back now. At least that's what he tells me. I don't know what he tells you, but that's what he tells me. You're doing a little bit too much. You better back up. You better cause yourself to lose your own or to hinder your own. I'm tired of hindering my own blessings. I need them all. So I have decided to react better, to get better, to do better, so that my life can be better for my family.